Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the secret world of high-stakes hotel deals to show you how they really work.
Okay, picture this. You walk into a hotel lobby and it is just packed with hundreds of people all wearing the exact same name tag. You've definitely seen this before.
Well, that crowd, that's no accident. You've actually just walked into the result of a huge, high-stakes business deal. And in this explainer, we're going to show you exactly how it all comes together.
All right, so to really get this, you first have to understand a fundamental secret about big hotels. They're basically running two totally different businesses, all under the same roof. See, on one side, you've got what they call transient guests. That's probably you and me, right? Individuals, families, just booking a room for a night or two. But the real money, the game changer, is on the other side, the group guests. These are the folks that can literally make or break a hotel's entire year. Now, when we talk about groups, it's not just one big category. In the hotel world, they're split into two very, very different types. First up, you have the SMERFs. And yeah, that's a real acronym. It stands for social, military, educational, religious, fraternal, and sports groups. So you're thinking family reunions, a college sports team in town for a game, that kind of thing. The key here, they're usually more casual and almost always on a pretty tight budget. And then you have the MICE. This one stands for meetings, incentives, conventions, and expositions. Now, these are the big commercial players. We're talking about massive corporate sales events, huge industry conventions. They've got much bigger budgets and, let me tell you, a whole lot more needs. So here's the bottom line. Selling to a SMERF group is a totally different ballgame than selling to a MICE group. One's looking for a good deal for a social event, the other needs a super professional setup for serious business. And the hotels that really win, they're the ones that know how to sell to both. So who are the people making these deals happen? Let's meet the two key players at the center of this whole thing, the buyer and the seller. On one side of the table, you have the buyer. This is usually a professional group meeting planner. Their entire job is to find the absolute perfect spot for their group's event. And on the other side, the seller. That's the hotel's group sales manager. And their job is to convince the planner that their hotel is that perfect spot. And let's be clear, the pressure on that sales manager is just immense. We're talking about a typical annual quota of $400,000. And that's just in corporate room revenue for a single manager. That is a huge number, and their job literally depends on hitting it. So what's the big motivator? Well, it's pretty simple. Money. A huge chunk of their pay, sometimes as much as 30 or 40%, is pure commission. So if they don't hit that target, they're not just getting a bad performance review, they're taking a massive hit to their wallet.
Okay, so with the stakes this high, you can bet the whole process is super structured. It's not random, it's basically a 3-act play every single time.
Act 1 is the pre-sale. This is the pitch, maybe a tour of the hotel. Then you've got Act 2, the main event, the sale. This is where the real negotiation, the back and forth happens. And finally, Act 3, the post-sale. That's all about getting feedback and setting up for the next deal. But let's zoom in on the most important part, the heart of the whole deal, the negotiation. This is where the magic and the money really happens. So when that sales manager and the meeting planner are sitting across from each other, what's the hotel's secret to making sure the deal is profitable? What's their playbook? It all comes down to this, the profitability pyramid. Look at this. Guest rooms are way up at the top. They are by far the most profitable thing a hotel sells. Everything else, it's secondary. So a smart sales manager knows this. They might give away the meeting space for free or throw in a cocktail hour. Why? Because it's a small price to pay to lock in a big block of those super, super profitable rooms. But what about the planner? What do they really want? Well, it's not always just about the price. Research shows that things like amazing Wi-Fi, a dedicated manager on site to solve problems, and a great conference room design are actually at the top of their list. A good sales manager isn't just selling price, they're selling solutions to these problems. And what makes them walk away? The deal breakers are pretty simple, really. If the meeting space doesn't work or the total cost is just too high, it's a no-go. The numbers and the logistics just have to make sense. So, after all that back and forth, all the negotiating, they finally reach a deal, the final handshake. At the end of the day, it all comes down to this. The most successful deals happen when both sides have done their homework. They know the market, they know what competitors are offering, and they know what a truly good deal looks like.
Knowledge is power.
So the next time you see one of those big conferences, you won't just see a crowd, will you? You'll see the complex, high-stakes deal that brought every single one of those people together. You'll see the invisible machinery of the hotel business humming away right there in plain sight.